Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving deep today into what it really means to transform your health.
Yeah, and we're looking at some pretty powerful ideas from Edwin Patrick's book, Extreme Health Resolution Secrets.
Right. This source, it promises winning strategies, physical and mental well-being, with a big focus on losing significant weight.
hmm And our mission here for this deep dive is basically to pull out the most important bits, the nuggets of knowledge from this book.
Exactly, give you that shortcut to understanding these, well, extreme health resolution secrets.
And the source, it doesn't really hold back, does it? Right from the start.
No, not at all. It says health is the single most crucial thing, like more important than education, career.
Because if you don't feel well, nothing else really matters. It's, fundamental, the base layer.
So starting there, what are the core strategies it lays out for staying fit, managing weight?
Well, it seems to boil down to simple, consistent daily habits, simple regulations, it calls them.
And it highlights that the main challenge isn't really complexity, is it? It's more about,
Self-discipline, yeah, just sticking with it.
okay. And it immediately points to two main areas.
The two big ones. What you eat, so nutrition, and how much you move, physical activity. Those are the main levers.
Got it. Let's tackle nutrition first then, the fuel factor.
Okay.
The source acknowledges there's just so much info out there on diet, right?
Yeah.
Everyone seems to have an opinion.
Oh, absolutely. An ocean of it. But it still really stresses how vital nutrition is, not just for feeling good, but specifically for hitting and keeping a healthy weight.
And it touches on how the science has changed over time.
Yeah, a bit. It mentions moving beyond older models, like the basic four food groups, towards, more updated groupings. It names my pyramid as an example.
Though it does say the exact groupings can vary.
Right. The specific system isn't the main point. The core idea is understanding the components of what you're eating.
And I thought this was useful. It gets really practical, focusing on what's actually in your food, giving examples.
hmm It breaks down what a healthy diet might look like.
So for grains, it lists things like brown bread, whole wheat pasta,
Brown rice, oatmeal, the complex carbs.
fruits, apricots, bananas, grapes, oranges, strawberries. Pretty standard stuff.
Yep. Vegetables, carrots, broccoli, spinach, sweet potatoes. Good range there.
Dairy, but focusing on non-fat or low-fat. Skim milk, low-fat cheese, yogurt.
Makes sense. Then lean meats and poultry, beef, fish, chicken.
And it adds that note about preparation, skin removed, broiling, roasting, poaching, not frying.
Right. And finally, nuts and seeds, almonds, peanuts, kidney beans, lentils, plant-based proteins, and fats.
So the main takeaway from all that is really about having a plan. Yeah. To understand calories, portions.
Exactly. It helps you see how these foods fit together, helps you make those healthy choices within the different groups. It makes it less abstract.
Okay, so that's the fuel. Now, the source shifts gears a bit, introduces the idea of detoxification.
Ah, yes, detox. It suggests it might be something to consider if you're feeling, sluggish or having skin issues, aches, digestive problems.
Or even just if you've strayed from healthy habits for a while.
Pretty much. The basic concept it describes is purifying the blood. It talks about the body's natural filters, liver, kidneys, bowels, lungs, lymph, skin.
And the idea is, if that system gets overloaded or compromised.
Then impurities can affect, well, every cell. That's the theory presented.
So a detox plan, according to the source, is meant to help that natural process.
Right. By resting organs, maybe through fasting, getting the liver to push out pollutants, increasing elimination, improving circulation.
And then refueling with good nutrients.
Exactly. It suggests doing this maybe once a year. And it does say mild plans are generally safe, even mentions studies showing benefits.
And this feels really important. There's a strong caution, isn't there?
A very strong caution. Certain people absolutely need to talk to a doctor first. It specifically calls out nursing mothers, children, and anyone with chronic diseases, things like cancer or tuberculosis.
Okay, that's critical advice. Don't just jump into it.
Definitely not. But it also gives practical steps for just generally lightening your toxin load.
Like cutting out things the body finds hard to process.
Yeah. Alcohol, coffee, cigarettes, refined sugars, certain fats, and also minimizing chemical exposure from cleaners, personal care products, suggesting natural options instead.
Now, here's where it got really interesting for me. It connects detox to stress,
Right. It calls stress a hitch in the system.
explaining that stress hormones can actually create toxins and slow down the body's natural detox enzymes.
Which could even lead to weight gain. It's a fascinating link.
And so the recommendation isn't just physical detox, but also
Detoxifying stressful life conditions, managing the stress itself.
And it suggests things like yoga and meditation as ways to do that.
Effective tools for sure. The source mentions different kinds of detox programs too, like a 7-day plan with liquids and diet.
Or juice fasts for a few days or supplement programs.
Then it gives daily tips for maintaining health after a detox, or just generally.
Okay, like what?
High fiber intake is big. Brown rice, organic fruits, veggies, specifics like beets, broccoli, seaweed get mentioned.
Supporting the liver, too.
Yeah, with herbs like dandelion root, milk thistle, drinking green tea.
Vitamin C comes up as well. Helps produce glutathione.
Right, that's a key antioxidant. And drinking plenty of water, it actually says at least quarts daily.
Wow. Okay. Also deep breathing, handling anxiety positive.
The hydrotherapy, that's the hot and cold showers thing.
And physical methods like sweating, maybe in a sauna, dry brushing the skin.
Or detox patches. Lots of different approaches mentioned.
But again, that same warning comes back.
Loud and clear. Consult your doctor before starting any detox regime. Absolutely essential.
Okay. So we've covered fuel, cleansing.
Yeah.
Let's shift to movement, physical activity.
Right. And the source really emphasizes that regular activity has tons of benefits, way beyond just weight loss, especially for the heart.
It strengthens the heart muscle, improves the good cholesterol, HDL.
Boosts circulation, lowers blood pressure, blood facts, all things that cut the risk of heart disease and stroke. Big deal.
Plus, other advantages get lifted. Stronger muscles, better flexibility.
Stronger bones, which helps prevent osteoporosis.
And mental health benefits, too, relieving anxiety, depression.
Better sleep, more energy. It uses that great line, if exercise could be bottled, it'd be a bestseller.
Huh. Yeah, that's true. But despite all that, the reality is,
Most people just aren't active enough. And there's a cost. The source cites the American Heart Association.
saying lack of regular activity contributes to something like 250,000 deaths a year in the U.S. alone.
That's a huge number, and the reasons are pretty familiar, right? Sedentary jobs.
Heavy reliance on cars, appliances, power tools. We've kind of engineered movement out of daily life.
We have, but the source pushes back against the idea that exercise has to be like super intense and sweaty to count.
Right. It says benefits come even from lower intensity stuff, like gardening.
Or just taking a walk, every little bit helps.
And connecting it back to weight loss. The principle is simple. Burn more calories than you take in.
Basic math. It reminds us that burning an extra 3,500 calories usually means about a pound of weight loss.
And while hard exercise burns calories fast, you can burn the same amount with easier activity.
You just have to do it longer or more often.
It gives that example. A 150-pound person walking briskly for 20 minutes burns about 100 calories.
Which sounds small compared to the 3,500 needed for a pound.
So this raises the question, how do you make that work effectively?
The source suggests a gradual approach for long-term success, aiming for maybe a 500-calorie deficit per day.
Combining activity and diet changes.
Exactly, like burn an extra 300 calories through activity, cut 200 calories from your food intake. That adds up to 3,500 over a week.
Which is about 1 pound a week loss. That's slow, steady progress experts often recommend.
Right. And activity helps in other ways too, not just calorie burn, it builds muscle.
And muscle is denser than fat, so even if the scale doesn't move much at first.
Your clothes might fit better because you're changing your body composition.
Okay, now this I found really interesting for weight loss specifically. Exercise can help fight that metabolic slowdown you get from dieting alone.
Yes. This is crucial. If you just cut calories without exercising, you can lose muscle mass.
Which lowers your metabolism, making it harder to lose weight.
And much easier to regain it quickly when you stop dieting. So building muscle through activity helps keep your metabolism fired up.
Makes sense. It also mentions activity might help with stress.
Tying back to that detox idea, yeah. And maybe even regulate appetite, helping avoid binges.
So how do you actually do it? Add more movement.
The source gives practical tips. Take the stairs, not the elevator. Walk short distances instead of driving.
Even just thinking of house chores is exercise.
Exactly. Look for those opportunities throughout your day.
Okay. Now, there's this other concept the source brings up, calling it extremely disputed, the fats burning zone.
Ah, yes. That old chestnut. It's described as this target heart rate range where you supposedly burn fat more efficiently for weight loss.
The theory being that during lower intensity, longer exercise, a higher percentage of calories burned come from fat.
Right. It suggests like 60% from fat in low intensity versus maybe 35% in high intensity.
Yeah.
And the source does acknowledge that low intensity exercise promotes fat loss.
But you need to do it for a long time to burn significant total calories.
Exactly. The percentage might be higher, but the overall burn rate is lower.
Interestingly, though, despite calling the zone disputed, the source actually recommends.
Alternating between low and high intensity exercise, it says varying the effort is better for recovery, overall health, and weight loss.
It uses that comparison, the muscle-on-muscle look of a sprinter versus an everyday treadmill walker.
Yeah.
Different results from different training.
Right. And it gives ways to calculate a target heart rate zone. One simple one is 180 minus your age for the max target rate.
Or the more common one, 220 minus your age for your max heart rate, figure out your resting heart rate, then aim for a percentage, like 65% to 85% of your max.
And it notes that thankfully, a lot of gym machines do these calculations for you now.
Makes it easier. So even if the specific zone concept is debatable.
The source clearly recommends varying your intensity to get the best of all worlds: cardio health, fat burning, flexibility, toning.
Okay, and given we're talking heart rates and exertion, that caution comes back again, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Cannot stress this enough. The source strongly advises talking to a qualified doctor before starting any new diet or weight loss plan.
And that includes figuring out target heart rates or anything like the fat burning zone. Get professional advice first.
Essential. Okay, so bringing this all home, the source concludes by emphasizing that health isn't just physical shape.
Right, maintaining a healthy mind is just as critical, maybe even more so.
And it offers several things you can do to keep both mind and body, as it puts it, stunning and healthful.
First up, reading. Simple, right? But it frames it as mental exercise. Keeps you sharp.
Whether it's a book or a magazine, just dedicate some time daily.
Second, find something that helps you de-stress, whatever works personally.
Could be a movie, swimming, time with kids. Just make time for it, because stress really does take a toll physically, as we talked about.
Third, avoiding harmful habits. Drinking excessively, smoking.
It calls them very damaging. Admits quitting is tough, but says it's really worth it.
And finally, cultivating a positive outlook. Trying to smile daily.
Seeing the good side, looking forward to things. Smiling helps you feel better, and it helps others too.
So these aren't just nice ideas, they're presented as key for mental health, which then supports physical health.
It's all connected. And the source repeats, it takes work, but it's about finding what works for you.
It ends on a pretty encouraging note, I thought, saying fitness doesn't have to be this huge, difficult mental struggle.
Yeah. And that even small goals are achievable with the right info and support. That living healthfully is rewarding in itself and helps maintain weight without constant dieting.
So, wrapping this deep dive up, what does Extreme Health Resolution Secrets really tell us? Seems it's not about a magic bullet.
No, it's more about combining focused nutrition, consistent activity, and crucially, looking after your mental well-being.
The insights seem pretty practical. Small diet shifts, adding simple movement, understanding concepts like that fat-burning zone debate.
And recognizing how much stress impacts your physical body. That seems like a major theme.
Yeah, maybe the biggest takeaway is just how interconnected everything is. Physical health affects mental state affects physical health.
And making progress in one area can kind of spill over, create positive momentum in other parts of your life. Success breeds success, maybe.
Which leads to a final question, perhaps, for you listening, considering everything we've pulled from this source.
What's just one small step, one single habit, or maybe a perspective shift from these ideas that you could try out, starting today, to move towards your version of an extreme health resolution?
Something to think about as you continue your own deep dive into creating a life that feels, truly stunning and healthful for you.